Hi, this is Joe Mitchell, ActivateYourGreatness.com, and I am live, and I want to apologize for computer problems. Just had serious computer problems. So it was not one thing, then it was another, and it's just frustrating to be dealing with that, especially when I have a 7:30 date with you. So most of you will probably be watching this post time, and so I want to talk to you. I want to get right down to it, okay? So what we're going to work on is we're going to work on procrastination, and we're going to do some tapping with that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give you the basic tapping lesson. And the basic tapping lesson is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and I think that you will, in fact, like the very simple lesson. Tapping is a very powerful process, and if you don't know it, basically we're tapping on meridian points, and what we're doing is we are releasing, we're clearing the energy blocks, and we're releasing the energy flow, so that the things that normally were kept held down, like pain, like stress, gets released. So we don't need to get too intellectual about it. I just want to show you what the points are. Okay? First point, it's karate chop. Boom, right here. Karate chop. Got it? Beautiful, beautiful. And you can just tap. I like to tap with 3 fingers here. You can tap either hand, doesn't matter. Second point. Okay? Second point is the eyebrow point. It's right here. It's right at the eyebrows. Now, personally, I like to tap at the next point, so that's the eyebrow point, and I usually do it with two fingers, but you can do it with 3 fingers, or you could do it with 1 hand, which is another one of my favorite tricks. Next, it's the side of the eye. It's right on the side of the eye. There's a bone there. It's right there. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, just keep tapping it. Beautiful. Underneath the eye. There's a bone here, right underneath the eye, directly underneath the eye. 2 fingers or 3 fingers. I like 3 fingers. Gets the whole bone. Okay. Next is under the nose, between the nose and the upper lip. Next is under the lip, and in this little indent here, right before the chin. Then we go to the collarbone. This collarbone point is right here. It's right underneath the collarbone point. Either side, it's good. You can even tap with 1 hand right here, or either on either side. It's fine. 1 hand. It's all this area is good. Any place around here is good. And then at the brow line, right under the arm. And I like to do a little claw here. You can do a flat hand if you'd like. I like to do a claw. And then the top of the head. Okay, so we've gone through all of the points. It's beautiful. So, let's go through them one more time. Side of the hand. Side of the eye. Under the eye. Eyebrow point. Under the nose. Chin point, collarbone point. You don't have to be exact, okay? So if you're doing this, you don't have to be exact. You just do it. And then brow line under the arm. And finally, the top of the head. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So now, how do we? So we got all this tapping stuff. So how do we use that to make a difference with what we're working on today, which is procrastination? So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think of something that you have been procrastinating about. Okay? So this is a time when you have to do a little bit of introspection. What is it that you have been procrastinating about? Okay? If you're just joining us, this is the perfect time, okay? And what you want to do is identify what it is that you have been procrastinating about. So for me, the thing that I've been kind of looking at, well, how could I use this, okay? And that is getting a six-pack, okay? Now, if you look at me, I'm very thin, I'm not fat at all, but I don't have a six-pack. And I've told myself, what I really want is I want a six-pack. But I haven't done anything to move towards that. Okay? Now, what's yours? And if you'd like to, you can type it in the chat. What's yours? You don't have to. It's not important. But whatever you are procrastinating about, this is what we want to work on. Okay? So once you get that, let's get started. So the major thing that I want, and I'm only really working on one thing tonight, which is really important, and that is break it down. What are the smallest things that you can do that will move this whole project forward? It's not really, when you're handling procrastination like this, it's not so important that we get to the end game. But what is it that you could do that would move yourself forward closer to getting rid of this procrastination? Just think of something, okay? For me, and this whole idea of having this six-pack, it might be doing a 30-second plank. It might be going on YouTube and looking at ways that you can get a six-pack. There are a number of things that I could do, but what I would say is all I want to do is I want to do something that's going to take me a minute or two. What can you do that's going to take you a minute or two? Good. So now let's get tapping a little bit, okay? So I want you to just repeat after me. We'll start here. We'll start here at the karate chop point. Just repeat after me. I have this task, and I just don't want to do it. I have this task, and I just don't want to do it. Even though I have this task and I just don't want to do it, I choose to tap on it and see if I can make some progress. I have this task and I just don't want to do it. Okay? I know now, tapping right here, I know that if I break this task up into smaller pieces, that I'm going to be able to see that it's not that big of a deal. If I break this thing into small pieces, it's not nearly the same problem. It's not nearly the same issue. Because I'm not thinking about having a six-pack or whatever your problem is. I'm thinking about doing a 30-second plank or whatever your issue is. Okay, right here. And I'd like you to just tap here and here at the same time. Right now, part of me knows that it's just bigger than the one task I'm saying it is, but even though I know that it's bigger than, so why am I fooling myself? Why am I fooling myself? This is difficult. I've been procrastinating on this. I've been procrastinating on this for many, many months. I've been procrastinating on this, and I don't like it. I've been procrastinating on this, and it's very hard for me to imagine myself really doing something about it. This is a task that I just don't want to do. Just don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it. This is a task, and it's difficult, and I don't want to do it. But I can give it a shot. I'm willing to give it a shot. Even though I don't want to do it, I don't like the idea of what I have to do to get this done, I'm going to give it a shot. And the way I'm going to give it a shot is by just doing one little thing. I'm going to break it down. into these small pieces, and I'm just going to do one little thing. I'm going to break it. Even if I don't know all the steps that are going to follow, I'm going to take action. And it's going to be small action, but it's going to be action. And I know that if I keep doing this, that I'm going to get motivated to do more. I know that I can figure out the steps. I know I can figure this out. It's just a matter of taking the steps. I'm going to make a list of steps. Now, at some point, you might find yourself arguing with yourself, and that's really a good thing. So, and I call these things tail enders, okay? So if I say to myself, and while I'm tapping, I'm going to make a list, but then there's this little voice that says, no, I'm not. That's too much work. Okay? I'm going to bring that out to the surface. Okay? No, I'm not. That's too much work. No, I'm not. I'm not going to make this list because it's too much work. Well, maybe I will make the list. Maybe. Maybe it's not as hard as I think. Maybe I'll just put 2 things on the list. I don't know. The 2 things on the list, what difference is that going to make? It's very good to argue with yourself here. What difference is 2 things on the list? Well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to, right now, after I finish tapping, I'm going to write these 2 things down. And then I'm going to reward myself. Because I know that if I reward myself, I'll do the next thing. I'm going to feel good about myself as I do this whole thing. You're moving so slow. You're taking these little steps and it's not going to work. You notice how I'm arguing with myself? That's fine. As long as it's real. If those are the feelings that are coming up for you, argue with yourself. That's the whole name of the game, is be real here. I just don't know if I'm going to get this 6-pack or not. I just don't know. This is so hard. This is so hard. But I'm going to break this down into smaller pieces, small steps, and I'm going to take one at a time. And then you can just put your hands on your head, take a deep breath, and then exhale. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, you did a great job. You did a great job, and I want to thank you so much for tapping along with me. And I want you to feel very comfortable rewinding this and tapping again. You know, the thing about tapping is you just say what's there, and you tap. And what happens is these meridians free you up. Okay? And if you start doing this, even for 2 or 3 minutes, maybe once a day, maybe twice a day, you will see a difference in the things that you procrastinate. And then make your list. Write down the things that are important, and you will see something wonderful happen. So thank you so much for listening. Or being here with me. I'm really in love with tapping, and I would love to have as many people tapping as possible. And that's what we're going to do. So keep going for it. Eliminate Procrastination Month. What you want to do is you want to eliminate it. Hopefully you have a nice list of all the things that you've been procrastinating on. Start tapping on those things and watch what happens. Thank you so much for being with me. If you would like a free, and I mean free, tapping session, I'm not going to be selling you anything, free tapping session, just Facebook message me. And I will respond and we'll do some tapping together. And you'll see the power of this is amazing. Thanks so much for listening. Joe Mitchell, over and out.